There's only one way to say this, folks. Republican Congressman Matt Gaetz has not had a good week. Hell, he hasn't had a good January. He hasn't had a good 2022. This year so far has been very, very unfortunate for Matt Gaetz because his past is finally catching up with him. Of course, one of the biggest developments this week in the case against Matt Gaetz is the plea deal that was revealed by a man by the name of Joe Elcot. And I spoke about this a lot over at Ring of Fire, but I want to share with this audience too here. Ellicot, of course, pleaded guilty to crimes related to Joel Greenberg, crimes he actually committed for Joel Greenberg that do not involve Matt Gaetz or that investigation. Ellicot was involved in a bribery pay-to-play scam that Gaetz was nowhere near. But Ellicot, being an associate of Greenberg, who has been described, of course, as Matt Gaetz' wingman, also a good friend of Greenberg, dropped a bomb when he revealed that he was actually in the room when Joel Greenberg called Matt Gaetz to let him know that one of the women they had both had relations with was in fact not of legal age. Ellicott says, I was in the room for that. And of course, as part of his plea deal, Ellicott has agreed to participate as a cooperating witness in any investigation that he may have knowledge that could be helpful to prosecutors. So even though his scandal that he's involved in does not relate to Matt Gaetz or any of the, sex stuff, he still has insider information and has agreed to provide that to these prosecutors. And of course, this news comes just 2 weeks after it was revealed that Matt Gaetz' ex-girlfriend has been granted immunity as part of her plea deal, if you want to call it that, to provide information against him. At this point, and I haven't gone as far as to say this yet, but I'm here, I'm ready, I'm going to say it. Matt Gaetz is screwed. I am now a firm believer that Matt Gaetz is going to go down from this scandal. This is it. And Ellicott may be that missing piece that comes along and provides the evidence, or at the very least testimony that can corroborate what Greenberg may have said, that ends up taking Matt Gaetz down. Not just taking him down, getting him actually indicted for sexual crimes. There's all kinds of crimes that we have seen politicians in the past overcome. Corruption, pretty easy one. Because, what may have been illegal for a politician 10 years ago is standard practice today. So we have seen politicians bounce back from corruption. We've seen media figures bounce back from sexual scandals, but politicians, no, they don't. They simply do not in America today. So if Matt Gaetz does in fact get busted for this, if they do indict him, if they arrest him, I think this is the end, especially considering the fact, folks, he represents a deeply religious district down here. We are part of that Bible Belt. There's a huge faith-based community here in Florida's 1st District that isn't going to look too kindly, even if he blindly supports Donald Trump, on these sex crimes that Matt Gaetz is being investigated for. His approval rating in this county, last time the polls came out, had dipped. It was a little bit below 50%. He is facing a Republican challenger, actually I think several, but at least one prominent one, who stands a good chance, if indictments come down, of getting that nomination instead of Matt Gaetz. I think this is the beginning of the end for Matt. I do not think we're going to have a resolution to this within the next month. I would love it. I would love for the feds to come knocking on his door with a pair of handcuffs saying, hey, it's time. But that's not going to happen yet. Greenberg is still cooperating. The ex-girlfriend just agreed to cooperate. Ellicott just agreed to cooperate. There's a lot of testimony, a lot of evidence, a lot of documents and text messages and PayPal and Venmo receipts that have to be gone through. But at the end of all this, I am confident enough to now say, I think this is going to be the end of Matt Gaetz.